Today I want to talk about fear. A lot of us are fearful about what we are going to do or how we're going to do. How do we take the next big step? And really, the idea is that you're not alone. I mean, there's everybody is. It's a very common thing people do. It has to do with just uh, your normal. When anytime you do anything new or different, you have the self doubt and things like that. So whether it's imposter syndrome or you're just afraid that you're going to fail, or even afraid sometimes you're going to succeed. Like, what am I going to do if I succeed? It really is something that is helps with everybody. And so, really, is what you want to do is start to redefine what failure is, and that it's not necessarily just that you failed. It's just that it's feedback. It's a process in which you're going through in order to figure out which is going to work out the best way. I think Thomas Edison, what famously said is, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I found 10,000 ways of not creating the light bulb. And I think that's really how he encompassed, going day after day after day, failing to create the light bulb into actually succeeding. And I think if you look at it feedback, and a lot of times we're not going to fail 10,000 times, but if you redefine it in the fact that I just had it as feedback, you're going to go through it a lot differently than if you were thinking it's the end of the world that you failed and that you are a failure yourself, and it's not. It's just feedback, and a lot of us, most people do fail, and that most people that are going through anything you do, you're actually going to fail more than you succeed. And if you look at kind of a baseball analogy, is that some of the best baseball players in the world have a 30% batting average, is meaning that only 30% of the time they actually get on base when they hit the ball. So if you're looking at 30% success rate as, like, best in the world, well, what if you did the same thing for your own business? What if you only succeeded 30% of the time, knowing that 70% of the time you may fail? Not that you're looking for it, but that the fact is, if it does happen, it's a feedback way of doing it. So a lot of it is you can focus just on what you can control. Is that you can only the outcomes you can't always control. Most of them you can't, but you can control your inputs. What kind of actions you're doing each day, what kind of activity you're doing each day. Those are the things you can control, and those are the things you can try to get better at and change in order to get the results that you're looking for. You cannot change the outcomes because you don't control the outcomes. The outcomes are the cause of what you did, and so that's where it's at. And so, if you're taking small calculated risks, if you do fail, it's not like catastrophic. A lot of people want to do these wild bets on certain things. And the book Ready, Fire, Aim talks a lot about this. Is where you are firing little bullets before you fire the big cannon. So you're doing little tests here and there, doing a small test. Is this going to work? Is this not going to work? That's in generalities. That's what you want to do. Is that trying on a small group of people. So you're going to release a new product. It's like, okay, well, let me go out, and before I develop the entire thing, let me go out and give a small portion of it, or give the idea out and see who's interested in it. That's going to give you much better feedback in the short term than if you took months and months to build a program and then no one wants it. That's happens a lot of times, and so you don't want to get that. And then also is visualize success. A lot of what people do in the Olympics and such like that, very successful athletes visualize how it's going to go, how it's going to be, and like they would spend like the nights just before the competition imagining winning, imagining what it's going to be like to win the gold medal. And so most people that have won a gold medal in the Olympics have imagined and visualized what it was going to be like over and over and over again. And visualization to your mind it actually is the same as actually doing it. So the more you can visualize a success, the better it's going to imprint on your mind that you are going to be successful. And it's been proven multiple times scientifically And a lot of what we're doing is we're usually looking at the negative. Why, everybody's looking at the negative. It's so easy to be negative, and our system, the world is geared that way. So you're gonna have to look for ways of being positive about it, and doing that visualization is really a really good way of doing it. So we want to uh, get all these things in line so that you can have the best outcome possible, and know that you don't have 100% control over it, and that you want to keep going. That's the thing, is if you're not going to bet everything on it, and that you're going to lose everything if this doesn't go well. You never want to do that. You want to get to a point where it's just, I'm doing small things that if it fails, it's not great, but you're not gonna lose everything. So you can keep going, and so that's just part of it. Have it as feedback. Focus on what you can control. Do small calculated risk, and then visualize that you are succeeding, and that's what's going to be great. And then join a community of people that encourage you and get out there. You can also join my blog, which is marketopiahq.com, which will allow you to get new blogs every day, and sent to your inbox, and allow you to learn new marketing things to help you propel your company forward. So anyway, I hope that this is great. You got a lot of value from this, and I will talk